Agriculture has for a long time been Malawi's economic backbone. Tobacco has been the major foreign exchange earner. Little did Malawi government know that foreigners are pocketing on maize and other produce. This has happened mainly due to an improper market structure for other crops. Realizing how much money Malawi is losing through the unlicensed traders, government has banned the sale of produce to unscrupulous traders. According to the Minister of Trade and Industry, this does not mean that Malawi will stop exporting other crops apart from maize.
In terms of the other legumes, we will export legumes. We've got bumper yields in legumes. Government has invested a lot in legume production, but we do not want to see all this free-for-all smuggling of our hard-end legumes or produce. So we'll be able to put all these requirements. Why? Because they are the due lawful procedure of doing business. One must have a license to trade, and it happens in every country, and that's exactly what we're doing here to arrest the problem of free-for-all smuggling of our produce. What we're doing in the meantime is to be able perhaps to organize our market in a more structured manner, and that's why you've seen the introduction of the Agricultural Commodity Exchange, and you've also seen ADMAC has started buying the maize, and we would want to have all these players who are traceable, players who can really play their trading in a lawful manner, that they partner with government and be able to encourage them for proper conduct in this business. But what is happening now, I can tell you that there are so many foreign nationals that have already floated into Malawi to buy our produce for cheap. And the farmer doesn't benefit. But if the farmers were in an organized market, through cooperatives, through clubs, so that at least they have market information on the prevailing prices of these legumes and maize and other produce, then they would reap the benefits of their hard labor. But what is happening now is the farmers is giving up their produce for cheap, and it's the middlemen and sometimes even foreign nationals that are really benefiting on top of the hard labor of poor Malawians. And any caring government would not just sit idly by and look at its own people taken advantage of. And that's why, until the market structure is well organized and information is flowing correctly, and we know that the price differentials regionally have been dealt with, then we would be able to leave it for free for all. But in the meantime, government has a duty to protect its people.
One of the structured markets mentioned is AHL Commodities Exchange. The market gives a platform to farmers and traders to sell at a competitive price. Davis Manyinje is operations manager for AHX, and he explains the opportunity that the company affords farmers.
The Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Trade and Minister of Information had a press conference in which they announced government ban on maize exports. But again, a ban on the buying of commodities from the farmers, especially by unlicensed entities. We think that's a positive step in as far as banning of unlicensed entities, because everyone has to adhere to applicable laws. Now, looking at the perspective, we still need to provide an alternative to the farmers, because these people have been buying straight from the farmers. And as HCX, what we have done is now to roll out our operations and avail those farmers an opportunity to reach out to a structured market that, in the same way that they've been able to sell to those unlicensed entities, they can now sell to producers, processors, and even exporters, as well as foreign entities that come to import from Malawi. So the farmer this time around, much as the unlicensed entities have been taken off, they can now access a more structured market and access better pricing, access an information platform availing to them efficiency, as well as even better prices for them.
Manyenje adds that prices for the produce are set by both the farmer and the trader, and the farmer is assured of a good price.
It's not necessarily that the farmers are getting better prices. Let's face it here, farmers for quite a long time have been getting a raw deal. There is information asymmetry out there. It's not a lot of farmers that know exactly the value of the crop that they have. And quite often what you have seen in the rural areas is a situation where a trader puts up the price that they're buying the commodity to. The farmer does not really have a say. But what we have said is, here is a structured market where the farmer can have a say in the price of their commodity and therefore realize better value. They know the inputs that they've applied to produce that crop. And at least the farmer should be in a better position to assess that when they sell the commodity at this price, they're able to generate the revenue and the profit above what they've produced that crop for. So here is a transparent market. Here is a market that offers them access to multiple buyers, other than the one buyer that sets up a scale in the rural areas. Access multiple buyers that are competing for the same product, and therefore offer them an advantage and offer them a leverage to negotiate for a better value for the crop. The first thing is to say that at AHCX, once the farmer comes, they participate in setting the price of their commodity. So they're not price takers per se. Secondly is the fact that having a lot more buyers adds to the competition on the buying side. Effectively, the price that the buyers can offer has to be better than probably what the farmers are getting now. Certainly in terms of supply, the demand will drive its own supply. And as far as the farmers are continuing supplying through this market, there will be buyers that will be coming through to the market. And the more the buyers that we get through to this organized market, the better the pricing that the farmer can get.
Through this structured market, Malawi is expected to earn more forex, as farmers will also gain more profit from their produce.